What's up, guys? It's your boy, RNJ Jason. Uh, I know I was gone last week. I was a little ill, but I am back. I know it's a different day. Yeah, we're doing Sunday today. But glad to be back and ready for another good show. All right? Thanks. Radio Nation, what's up? All right. Man, back at it, man. Um, so we are, so I took last week as like a end of season, if you will. Like, so it's going to be start of season 2 right now. Right now. So what did I learn from season 1 of this podcast? Um, I think it's kind of, I think the first step to anybody that's thinking about doing it or, has always wanted to get into, that business. Like someone told me, the hardest thing is just to press record. You know what I mean? Because like once you start, it's that hunger for more. You know what I mean? It's like even things you forgot or whatever like that. It makes you want to be better the next time, and it makes for a better show. So definitely learned that. I definitely learned that everything's not going to go perfect. Like I'm the type of person I like to put forward a good product, and as I start from where I started to where I am now, um, it was a fun fun ride. It sucks the season didn't go as well as I wanted to, but I'll get to one of those points later because that's one thing I want to do is be better after losses, but I'll talk about that in a second though. But yeah, but just learned everything's not going to go perfect. It's technical difficulties because you're different dealing with the internet or whatever, connections or memory or whatever it is. It's just always something. So, but, you don't let that kind of disappoint you. You always want to just push forward. So, no matter what, that's why like I spend a good amount on internet just so that we have few problems like that. Because like in the city, it's crazy. There's so much traffic that, internet is kind of spotty at times. But, so far so good. Uh, so yeah, we'll talk about that. Being better after losses. You know, um, I love I love this team a lot. So when we lose, I feel it, So I feel like after losses there's only coulda, woulda, shouldas, and it's like we can't that no matter how many couldas, how many wouldas, how many shouldas, it won't get us that W. So, it's kind of like, you take the lick and then you try to grow stronger and move forward. But yeah, and just me putting out shows after a loss too, because I get frustrated. I go on tangents, so that's why like I don't like to spew that, because it's for me just watching the game, and there's other things that go into different plays that we don't sometimes see. So that's why I rather not say it and have to come back and say, hey, I shouldn't have said, no, instead of doing that, I ain't gonna do it. So, I'm just gonna hold my tongue, evaluate the whole situation, sift it out, see how much it even really matters. So we'll see. But yeah, I will be better after losses this year. I will put out, well, one thing I do want to do is put out more content, but at the same time, not drown you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to, just be out there just to be out there. I want to come with something. And I got some things planned for season 2. And I want to, because it's all, like I said, it's for the nation, man. It's a blessing. Like, I want you guys to hear from, hear from different people. And just from inside, inside scoop. Shout out to everybody that brings us insight from insight, and to, all the Raider content creators. I appreciate you all, in different ways. You know what I mean? Like, everyone brings something different. So, shout. One thing I learned too, that that I could do this. I've always loved talking about this team, and being around. Just I grew up in Oakland. You know what I'm saying? So like, I was always around the stadium. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, I don't know. There's nothing like being a Raider, man. Like, it's no feeling in the world. So I definitely want to come into this season just bringing more. Like, the first year was kind of getting the kinks out, kind of working into, you know, um, pretty much getting comfortable with the whole, with the set, with the situation, with the, like, kind of figuring out kind of what I wanted to do, how I wanted to contribute to the nation. You know what I mean? Like, and that's kind of the most important thing, because I don't want to come up here and BS you. Like, everything I give is my true opinion. Like, I have people on here, sometimes that are, for other teams and all that. And like, and it's all respect, man, until we play each other, or, it goes too far. So, I mean, but, it's all, everybody loves their team, all the same. So the passion is there, and I I learned kind of from just different podcasters too, that it's, you can't be so closed off that, like, you don't open up your podcast for for growth, because if you keep it closed down, then you know what I mean, you won't really expand yourself. So I try to keep it even. You know what I mean? Like, of course, there's teams I do not like, and they really disgust me, but at the same time, it's a business, and I have to be a professional. So, um, yeah, I really had fun this year. Shout out to, like, everybody that invited me on the podcast, like Holly, Rafa, Ben, even others too, like uh, just anybody that encouraged me and really promoted my podcast on their podcast. It's like, I appreciate that. Appreciate everyone that spoke highly of me, what I mean, included me in any, conversations and stuff like that. Like, I appreciate you, and I hope to get, better this year. Like I said, the first year was just getting the kinks out, figuring out where I wanted to take this podcast, or where it goes. Um, we didn't get to do a lot of giveaways like I wanted to, because of the, just things kind of didn't work out the way, with the wins and stuff like that, things that we thought were going to happen, like we do every year. But it will. We are getting closer. We are getting closer. So, one thing moving forward. So I had a couple of interviews with George Tarlis and Nesta Jade, and I hope to deliver on a few more. We got a long off season ahead, so my job is never over. You know what I'm saying? I'm always working, always trying to get that. So I will be working towards that in the meantime. So it kind of sucks because there's nothing really going on until we hear about the franchise tag and free agency and the draft and all that kind of stuff. So it's time to work. So I will be doing my due diligence and working towards that. So promise you something will happen. Shout to everybody. Mr. Shout Salute War Productions. Yeah, check him out, man. Salute Freddie Nick. Yes, sir. Back at it, man. Yeah, I was down and out. Like I was bad. I think it was Friday night, and then it just got worse Saturday. I was just down, but you can't keep a real one down. So, yes, sir. Appreciate you guys, man, coming through. Appreciate you. Um, so we'll talk about got the QB situation. So I've heard it all. I've heard Justin Fields. I've heard that. Let me see who else. Kirk Cousins. All this. It's like it's been a lot of talk about our quarterback situation. I would be so. I don't know. I think if I was to pick what I could see more likely happening, is probably the maybe Justin Fields thing because it won't cost us that much just to get that trade, and then it'll give us at least about a 2 to 3 year window to kind of get maybe figure something out in that time, but have him at least where he can take our keep our team pretty much relevant. It would give us a slight upgrade from Aiden, to be honest, I would feel. And worst case, you would have Aiden. So, and then hopefully, they do draft a quarterback in the process too, like while we're waiting for that though to develop. But yeah, we got all our coaches pretty much in place. And when did we get Cadillac Williams? That was crazy because I remember last time they said it was Foster from the old school Carolina Panthers. But yeah, and then I heard we had Cadillac Williams. That's crazy. Yeah, I remember him. He could have been special for the Bucks, but he was injured a lot, if I remember correctly. But it's good to have him on the squad. Definitely had talent. He was definitely two-way player too. Good receiving back too. Yeah. Now I know we look at our roster right, and we see we got Renfro, we got Jacoby Myers, and of course we got Devontae. But I believe in the division we play in. I would definitely like to. Oh, excuse me, I forgot about Trey Tucker. Excuse me, Trey Tucker. If I didn't say Renfro. But yeah, I would like to add another legit speed wide receiver. Um, through the draft, you know what I mean? If we could pick one up in the draft, that would be nice. But yeah, just someone to develop because I know that's what we have right now. It's Jacoby, Devontae, and it looks really, really good. But injuries happen, and I always want to have something kind of developing in the back too. So that would be nice too. Just out of all our picks, I just feel like we should add another one too, even if it's a undrafted free agent. Just some more weapons could never hurt. I still sticking to my guns, man. I still want Wiggins, Kool-Aid, or Arnold. Really, Arnold and Wiggins, but Kool-Aid definitely would take two. Um, but I like their game. I really do, and I would hate for us to miss out because at 13, one of these guys will be there. If not, more. So I just feel like this is our chance to lock up that other spot. Um, I know we have Bennett. Like I said, I know we have Bennett, but I feel like this would be an upgrade over Bennett. Like, so we're always trying to upgrade our team. I mean, we talk about us keep drafting DBs. How many defensive tackles have we drafted over these last 4 years? So like, I mean, we just need to secure that spot because if any good Raider team that I've witnessed had two pretty good corners on both sides. So I just feel like we need to lock that down, and then just if we could take a chance, because one of these guys, Nate Wiggins, I really like his game. I think a lot of people early used to kind of give him that Jalen Ramsey kind of talk. So that's what kind of made me kind of look, that's what, made me kind of pay attention to him. And then we just need we got Jack Jones, we got Nate in the slot. Hopefully we keep Amik in the slot, too. And then Bennett, I hope he does ball out, and then show us that he is something. But, we have to lock that down because we have teams that pass in our division. We got KC, we got keep saying Diego, we got Los Angeles Chargers. They pass the ball too, so we definitely need good DBs. We need a strong defensive unit too, a smart defensive unit too. And I talked about it earlier, but how can we help Devontae? Like, do you think year 2 with Aiden, after his ups and downs and him gaining, kind of some momentum and a connection with Devontae a little later in the season, do you think that would kind of would that pretty much roll over into season 2 for him? Or is it another free agent? Like we talked about with Fields and, all the possibilities and stuff like that. But, if I had to pick, man, I mean, because trading up for me, like it's very expensive. I mean, unless he's the guy. If he's the guy and we know he's the guy, there's no doubt that this dude's going to be, the best, quarterback that we've seen since, like a P. Mahomes or a Burrow or something like that. Like if he is that guy, I feel like let's get that guy. It's gonna cost, but I mean, at some point you gotta have to, go hard or go home. Vegas, you gotta gamble, right? But that's the thing. I would definitely, if he is the guy, then let's get the guy. I know it's pricey, but it's for the future. And then that's one less thing we got to worry about moving forward. And in worst case, you got Aiden to back, just to start the season off. And I have faith that he can get some wins if we see. That's the thing. But if we do that, we can't continue to build our defense. I mean, we can, whatever, but I don't think we can as much as because we need to build this team for the future and stop plugging in players to just get us through and get us 2 years here, a year here. We need to develop strong talent of our own that when all these free agents leave, we still have our core guys that we drafted to still do Raider-like things. Yeah, so like I said, how can we help Devontae? We didn't really have a lot of tight end production. We didn't have a lot of. So I definitely want us to get another tight end too this year. I want us to, because that was our problem. We couldn't score points. Our defense was locking teams down, but we could not score points ourselves. I just think of the Chicago game. I think of the Minnesota game. I think of the Charger game, the first one. There was opportunities, and we let it slip. So we have to, because I definitely want to keep improving the defense. Add a good DB. I hope we can get Matabuke from Baltimore. I'm hoping we can get someone like that. That's why it's hard to kind of see who we're going to draft until free agency and all that, because we don't know what they're going to do, and then we don't know what our holes will be by the time of the draft. So, but so far, that would be nice, because that would be one thing that we've been missing, and we've been doing pretty good as far as keeping kind of. I think last year and the year before they were trying to develop the guys that they have instead of they didn't bring in a lot of big names, but made a couple splash moves like with Devontae and with Chandler Jones. But yeah, if not DB, what position would I take at 13? Um, Probably probably quarterback or defensive tackle, if not DB. Um, yeah, it would probably be. I would say if I had to throw in a third category, because I've seen what a lot of teams have been doing with the tight ends. I think we talked about that too a couple weeks ago with Afakasi. Uh, we're talking about just how tight ends used to be a staple in our offense, and like this last season was the least amount of production I've ever seen us with tight ends, because Gruden loved tight end play, like he loved getting them involved, and it's kind of like they disappeared this year. And I think it was maybe the McDaniel scheme. I think they were plugging a lot of the tight ends to block instead of going out for passes. That's why our offense looks so like sketch, man. Like, because we weren't sending out a lot of threats out there. It was just pretty much us trying to keep our quarterback protected, but we weren't. They had to do was just lock down maybe three people at the most, three routes, and then it's like it looks vanilla. Instead of having these receivers going this way and then taking people over the top, and they're just different routes to confuse. And it's like there's just only so much you can do with a couple receivers, with two receiver sets. Let me see. Yeah, it's crazy, but I know I heard over that time that yeah, yeah, it's good. Okay, so yeah, if not DB, what position would I take at 13? Um, Quarterback, yeah, quarterback. I'd probably take defensive tackle. I'm hoping we land another, another, Matabuke. I hope we get him in free agency. That way we don't have to keep drafting defensive tackles, and then that way we can. I really want the DB though. I really want the DB. If I had to pick a second choice, it would probably be quarterback, definitely. Or because I don't know, I just like there's some good corners, past these guys too. I'm not saying that it's these guys are nothing, but I just why not if they're available at 13, why not? I mean, I think we would have took Witherspoon last year if he was available, but Seattle took him before. So, I think that's what we were gunning for last year. But and then we ended up with Tyree. So um, let's get it this time, because I think, like I said, I think at least I say at least two of them should be there by 13, hopefully, or at least one. We need to get one. But like I said, I hope we seal the deal with defensive tackle this year, and we get one of our guys steps up, or because you never know. It's going to take some guys some time to develop. I like what we've seen from Butler. Definitely liked having Jenkins here. He made a couple splash plays here and there too that helped out. But who knows who's going to stay? I think Tillery's a goner. I think his time with us is over. We rarely heard any kind of production from Tillery. But yeah, like I said, and if it's QB, I mean there should be some decent quarterbacks, Because I mean, we got Aiden with the what fourth round, and so we can definitely get some more production out of whoever we get. But like I said, I would rather be DB because the quarterback I think is still going to have to sit behind Aiden, and I feel like one of those top three corners will be starters on either. I think probably. Well, for us, of course, it'd be on the other side of Jack Jones, or you never know. Hopefully, he develops, and if Jack Jones is the second option, imagine he'll be tearing stuff up on that other side. So you got to pick your poison. Who you want to take it back. Yep. So yeah, that's me. I'm gonna do a mock draft too. Probably on the next show. I'll do one. You know, um, I'm gonna get us to the promised land. But yeah, it's fun now. But like I said, this is pre-free agency, so we'll see after all this goes on. Also in the news was Pierce and his comments, which I didn't think weren't a big deal, but they would try to make a story into it. They would try to make it into a story if we let them. They'll try to make it a big deal. And I feel like Lunatic was saying, man, it was like, always trying to stir some stuff up that, let the NFL do their job. Like you don't really have to say nothing about it. Like if it was his team saying that about somebody else, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have a problem with it too, man. And nobody's gonna get hurt today, I promise. Nobody's playing today, I promise you. And it's like all that stuff wears down by the off season, man. It's like by the time we get to the season, that's gonna be so much in the past that it's not even gonna matter. Because I mean, it's not what you do in the media; it's what you do on the field. So that's what matters. So yeah, the comments, I ain't tripping, man. It's we can talk about it, but until we actually are about that, it means nothing. So Patrick Mahomes is pretty elusive, so it's not an easy task getting him down. But when we get a chance to get to him, you know, let him know we said what's up. KC must be stopped. Speaking of that, which QB gives us the best chance to beat them consistently? Because it's not just beating them one time. Because really, to go anywhere to win a Super Bowl, we're gonna have to beat them 3 times, at least 2 times. So it's building towards that. I mean, and every step you take, man, should be towards a goal. And right now, they just won 2 straight. Um, it would be everything in my heart and soul that they don't win a third one. That's enough motivation for me. It's what do we have to do to stop them? To not when I say cripple them, not like physically, but uh, divisionally. How do we take them out of competitive? And we have to win. It takes everybody in our division to get better, to really, because I mean they are the bar right now, and if we want to get to the Super Bowl, we have to go through them, and they're not a soft team. They are, and I feel like what champions should be: grimy, cutthroat. Championship is the goal. Nothing else matters. Run over whoever it is to get to what you're doing or to what you're trying to accomplish. Because that's what they've been doing. They don't care about us. They don't give a damn about us. They don't care about the Broncos. They don't give a damn about the Chargers or the rest of the league for that. Because they got the trophy. They got the rings. So we got to knock them off at some point. Because they're trying to build some kind of dynasty over there. And I feel like the Chargers aren't going to stop them. The Broncos damn sure ain't going to stop them. But I feel like it's us. I feel like it is us that's going to take them down. And it's all talk, like I said, right now. But until we figure out the recipe, and we did a good job of that this last game, but we didn't do everything right. Like I said, if it wasn't for those defensive touchdowns that we got against them, we probably would have lost that game. We would have scored 7 points, or excuse me, 6 points, because yeah, we missed that field goal. Yeah, but it's crazy, that that's that. Like I said, we have to figure that part out. We have to figure out how do we consistently beat them. Like we beat them. So I forgot who was talking about that. Forgive me, but we beat them at home, at their home, I think twice, and then we have never beat them at our home, which is nuts. So it's got to stop. Definitely got to stop. And we will. I feel like we are getting stronger. And like I said, it's not going to be the Broncos. It's not going to be the Chargers. It will be us that will change the direction of the Chiefs. Excuse me. So, and this is just my opinion of what we learned. What we learned this year. We need speed. Speed really changed. Like Trey Tucker, he did more. He did more than I thought he was going to do. He was more on the field threat than I expected him to be this first season. And but I feel like we need more. We need another speed demon, because that's the only thing that gives you the advantage. Like when you're in the open field, if you got a good route runner and he's got some speed, he can make any quarterback great, or look great. Um, so that's just me. That's me and my greed for speed, if you will. I want us to have an advantage, and that's Raider ball. I mean, I'm not speaking nothing that Al Davis wouldn't even said itself. Speed is everything. You know what I mean? We have to. That's how you beat it. It looks good. It looks good when you're dusting people out there. And it's like we need to get back to that. It's not. We don't. Slow receivers won't get it done. Not saying that we have slow receivers. I'm saying that we can always add speed. Because speed adds another dynamic, and it makes defenses go. And that's what you want. You don't want them just focused in on Josh or whoever's back there. You want them on their toes, always, with that element of surprise. So we need speed. Like I said, that's just me. I love speed. I agree with Al Davis, man. Speed kills. We need a mobile QB. That's something else that we learned. And like I said, not a Mike Vick, not a not a Lamar Jackson. That would be nice and everything like that. But I'm not saying that type. Just somebody that can get, extend the play, get more time. Um, that's not what Aiden does well at all. And I'm hoping he's working on that somehow, some way. But that's not really his thing. He'd rather stand and deliver. But we need some type of mobile QB in this time, because that's how you're gonna get these crucial 3rd and 5s and 3rd and 7s, and it's just converting, stretching the field, and then letting your quarterback convert. Just, or at least having that be an option. But it's a new day. We got RPO game. You got all these different facets of the game that it's no more vanilla. We can't do vanilla no more. Can't do where they know what we're gonna do before we even do it, just by our personnel. So I would like to add, we had no mobile quarterbacks. Jimmy G was the closest thing to a mobile quarterback we had last year. Just think about that. And so we definitely need to have that on our. Like, this was one thing. Like when I did the mock drafts, if I got Penix right, if I got Penix like maybe second round, 7th round, I would get Joe Milton. Just in case, because I know the injury history with Penix. So just in case we're not just pretty much asked out, like we still pick up a player that quarterback that's it's mobile, and it's two different quarterbacks, but working with each other should hopefully elevate both their games and give each other. You should always learn something and take a little positive off someone. It's just making yourself better. Like if you see something you admire about someone, you should try to sprinkle a little of that into yourself too. Like, so it's not something, because that's how things turn into envy when you don't use it to better yourself. Instead, you use it to tear down someone that's actually doing something that you want to do. So yeah, definitely add little things to your game. Like you can never stop getting better. Always grow. Always, you need to sprinkle that seed, sprinkle that water so you can grow. And we learned this year that we had a defense. Yeah, we have a defense, and it needs to be, uh, like Mark Davis said, it's not a rebuild, it's a retool. Now it's a retool. Now it's a retool, and just keep stacking this D. Um, I know I said if he's the guy, get him, but I feel like you can get somebody without. You can get a quarterback without having to move up. You never know how they will turn out, because A helps B. I like that. I like that. I remember this from back in the day. A helps B. B gets better. A helps B. B gets better. Freddie Nick, Pastor Nicholson. Yeah, man. Yep. So we have a defense. Like I said, I want to add that DB on the other side of Jack Jones. Bennett, please step it up. Be the guy. Just learn from last year. It's a lot too. Like having to play in our division, we play against a lot of good offensive talent. So he's gonna see some looks, and just hopefully he's in that film room. He's in that tape room, watching his tape, and just getting better, seeing where he learned, seeing where he messed up, and seeing where he can improve and contribute. So yeah, what to expect in season 2 from Raider Nation Jason? More player interviews. That's definitely what I definitely want to bring to the table. It's the part I enjoy. Part I like, because it's always, we hear from everybody else, but we want to hear from people inside. Also looking to, yeah, in general, from players in the draft to players that play now, ex players, just it all. Like pretty much, hey, whatever I can get, man, I'm gonna get it. And just bringing that, because, like I said, it's always good hearing the inside game, because we could talk all day long about this and that, what we feel, and what should happen, and who we think is right and wrong, and all this kind of stuff. But we like hearing from the people, man, inside the building, inside the situation, like that are on the field, living, playing the game now. So um, that's one thing I definitely want to bring more. So that's in the works. More videos, better content, more extensive breakdowns and videos. I work, no excuses, but I just need to find time. Like when I have little spots of, what I'm saying, like if you will, dead time. I need to be, I guess, a little bit better with it, so I can bring you guys more stuff and more content. But this off season is going to be crazy. I do have some comedy stuff coming. I know I've been talking about it for a minute, but just not having the time. But it's coming. It's in the works for sure. Like I've definitely already started putting it together. So I will have a date as soon as possible. So yeah, and I want to get into breakdowns and the reactions and all that kind of stuff too. So, excuse me. Mm. Uh, new Raider jersey, right? I did not buy one last year. I was rocking my old vintage retro throwback. Nah, my old Josh Jacobs. But it's time for a new one. So, which one will it be? Will it be Nate Hobbs? Will it be the Jack Jones? Will it be the Amik? Um, there was somebody else too, but I forgot. Even that Trey Tucker, or I don't know, maybe that Trevor Merrick. But we'll see. We'll see. It might be that Meek though. I go for the underdog, man. He's that Meek and Nate. Maybe Nate. Um, but 13. Like I said, 13 is the most important pick we've had in a while. It's been a long time since we've had a pick that meant so much. I mean, they always matter, you know what I mean? But this team is headed in a positive direction, so it's kind of key that we not mess this up, to to say the least. Yeah, because we could add a pretty good DB. Like I said, everyone knows I want a DB, but but I want it to be an impact player ready for week one. That's all I really care about. Whoever we pick, I want them ready to play week one. I don't want this to be a they should be ready by week 8, or no. I want them to be able to be a plug in now, plug and play now. Like he should be a starter for us. Because it's too many times last year that we had players that were not ready this year or were not ready for the start of the year, and that doesn't help us because that's how teams are getting better. They're drafting players that can play this year, playing now, and then we got players that are coming off injury that we're hearing. Oh well, once they come off injury, they should be this and that, but if they're not on the field, what does that do for us? Um, so what we do with 13 has to be an impact player. Has to. Now the whole trading up, only for a generational talent. Like you see year one with Richardson for the Colts, right? Not saying like the trade up, but saying that, you never know how, because I mean, you can get the player, he's great when he's on the field, but the man got injured. So, that really didn't help them this year. And they were able to, uh, they didn't make the playoffs, I don't think, right? But they were able to, damn near make the playoffs. And yeah, with Gardner Minshew. So it, you can draft the guy, but only God knows, man, how it's going to shake out. The man got injured, so he wasn't able to finish the season, and it was early in the season. So, you never know how that could work out. And then we're saying that Penix, has an injury history. That man could never get injured again. We never know how it's going to shake out because, like I said, only God knows how his life and his career is going to play out, and only the future will tell. Yep. So we must dominate this draft. We must draft to dominate our division. Building a team to beat the KCs, the Buffaloes, the Baltimores, the teams that are consistently there. Every year. Those are the teams we will have to go through. I promise you, we will have to go through one of those teams if we want to get to the Super Bowl. I promise you, one of those teams will be in our way. So we have to use this draft and free agency. We have to be smart with our money, which I think we are doing because we were in a hole for the last 5 years or whatever, and we were finally able to shake out of it the last year or so. and we've still made a couple bonehead moves and everything like that. But you know, give or take, it's heading the right direction now. Now that we shook the last bit of dead weight from the last 2 years. Um, what are Aiden's chances to start 2024 season? Oh no, Aiden's chances to start 2024 season should be high. He gained knowledge and finished the season as starter. He should work his tail off this offseason and save us a draft pick. That would be nice if he, we would give him at least a second chance, but still draft a quarterback just in case. But it would be nice because then we could focus, our high picks on something else instead of the, quarterback situation being such a dire need. Um, there was spotty times with him, definitely spotty times. But I kind of put the line into that too because he could put the ball in places that you need it. It's just him holding the ball and just not having enough time sometimes. So it was a little bit of both. But I wouldn't be mad if we stuck with him. I really wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be upset at all. Like we stack this D and add little things here and there that can help this offense. I would definitely be okay with that. Mark Davis has his staff in place, so let them cook. I feel pretty good about the staff. Can't wait to add more pieces. Yeah, and we'll see how it shakes out. And what direction we go in. Hopefully, we build off what we did this last year, which didn't probably seem like a lot, but we did some good things. We figured out Jacoby Myers can be a great complement to Devontae. Um, Michael Mayer, we might have something in him. That's why I still feel we should add another tight end too, another good tight end too, and I think we'll have something. We'll have something special. We have one of the best receiving cores of all times. No, but something close to it though. The franchise tag. Who gets it? JJ might get it. Tickets need to be sold, so I think JJ can sell tickets. I think they're gonna try to keep him around. We could possibly get outbidded. We'll see. Yeah, I was excited entering last year's offseason for the change at quarterback. So, when we were getting rid of DC, even though I didn't even know who the quarterback was, I was just ready for a refresh, for a reset. Um, and then here we go, another year, and we're going into another change. Well, possibly into another change. But we can't keep doing this every damn year. We have to make better choices. The Jimmy Garoppolo experiment did not work. Hoyer was a waste of a roster spot, in my opinion. Um, good luck to him wherever he goes and all that kind of stuff. But I just feel like we could have utilized his spot for someone that could have, been at least more better competition for Aiden, because they were supposed to teach the scheme to the guys because they were in that New England, from that Josh McDaniels New England stuff, but they couldn't even get it right. So, what are they really teaching people? Yeah, yeah. Like I said, we got to get this draft right. First 5 picks have to be fire. Of course, no surprise. DB, we'll go either DT, QB could be swapped. It depends on who's there. I would add that wide receiver, tight end, running back just in case we lose JJ. Like I said, that all change if things kind of go different in free agency. Um, yeah, so I would grab a DB like either Wiggins if he's there. I would definitely grab Wiggins or Arnold. DT Sweat if he's there from Texas. I'm trying to think QB. I've I really I don't know because if it's not one of the top three guys like Daniels or Williams, then it kind of fall off after that. But it depends if there's somebody with a. We need somebody with a strong arm because if we're going to add speed, we're going to have a strong arm to get it to him. So can't have one without the other. And like I said, it's an Al Davis specialty. Al Davis loves speed and a big arm. If I'm lying, I'm flying. All right, so yeah, and then like I said, another tight end too. Like I keep seeing the guy Sanders from Texas. Everyone talks about Brock, that kind of stuff, but we have a chance at I think either two or three second round or third round. I think it's more second round for him. I think it's Tavion Sanders. I think it is, but I like his game too, and I would like to add someone like that to just to better. It gives Aiden options. If he is our guy, we need to just build this team around him or whoever the quarterback is. We're going to have to give him weapons. Once we fix the line, oh yeah, I forgot to talk about that too. The Andre James moving on, I think is from what I hear, he's moving on. So they're moving Parnham to center, and so we're gonna have to get this line situated. But I think once we fix the line, hopefully we can do that in free agency too. We can get a veteran line, and we can protect Aiden. And like I said, if we add some good weapons, we should have a dynamic offense. So yeah, and then if JJ stays, that would be great. But I'm betting the money. I'm always bank on people following the money. I'm not saying he's going to, but if I had to bet, I'm gonna say to the highest bidder. You know what I mean? Because he's got to better himself. He's got to better his future. So he's gonna always put himself and his family, his kids and everything like that first. So I love JJ for what he's done with this team. He's been a spark. I hope he continues to be that spark for the team. He's got it tatted on him, man. So I don't think he's gonna leave though. So I hope he doesn't leave. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. I should say I would like him to stay, and I hope we can kind of meet in the middle on his contract. And yeah, he's one of the favorites. We like everyone talks to Devontae, but JJ was an original here, so um, definitely got a lot of love for him, and hope he can work something out and stay. But we do have Mr. Zamir White too, and I think we still need to add another one just in case our elder backs that we have from New England are no longer on this team or whatever happens. So yeah, I just wanted to drop this one for you guys. I know I was absent last week, so we'll just call that the end of season one vacation. So now start of season two, but it will be a lot more stuff coming. Like I said, we got the comedy show coming, which will be a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm working on that now, and you will see. Got a lot of good things coming in season two. Appreciate you guys, everyone for showing up, everybody for coming through. Um, Appreciate you coming to the channel. Uh, hit the like if you can. I appreciate everyone that watches. Please, you know, uh, like the videos if you like. If you don't, at least just watch. So I appreciate you. So Nation, looking forward to any news coming up. We got the franchise tag situation coming soon. So We should know something soon. You guys be blessed, and nation for life, man.